the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Oh, what the hell? Everything's gone totally screwed up. Options are limited. I really only go... Surely I can go this way. Yeah, I've only played it for like 5 minutes, innocent, just to make sure it worked. Wow, look, everything's gone totally screwed up. Okay, it seems I have very few options. I have to go right, left. Shut the door. Go back. Okay.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Oh, what? Shut the game down. Oh, wow.
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would.
What?
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
All right. Door on the left.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I am not going left. You can suck it.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Is behaving.
I think I've fucked the game. Oh, it's giving me a black screen.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What? I have black screen. The fuck? I can't work out if the game's gone wrong or not now. I've just got a black screen. The fuck? Okay. This game's slightly mad. Clearly. Completely mad. Still in the game. You're supposed to do that? Try going right. I've gone right every single time. But now I am a black screen. Not sure if it's supposed to do that, surely. Go right in the dark? Going right. Is that it for me? Game over, is it? Boo! Okay. This time, we're gonna go left.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I broke
Stanley
the game.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Broke it?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm gonna follow his instructions for a short while.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Damn it, shutting the doors behind me.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
God.
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin,
Strange.
the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
No, I don't.
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Ugh. Yo, Stanley. Welcome to you
This
all.
is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind.
I'm in
I know
control.
what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and
So
by
bizarre.
extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there,
Ooh.
staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Ear whispers. Please don't tell me. No! Right. That is it. I am not
When
going to go
Stanley
left.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, I don't.
This
Had
was
enough
not
of you.
the correct way to the
Stupid left
meeting
door.
room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Got to be able to force it.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Why? Why the left? Refuse to go left.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't
Right.
fired years
Suck
ago.
it.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I am powerful. Yes, I am powerful. Yo, my bro. Ah, bastard.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, how'd you like this then?
Stanley came to a set of 2 open... This was not the correct way to
I'm
the
going
meeting
right.
room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
You're not gonna force
Perhaps he
me.
wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I was
Standing
thinking.
now in this incredible room,
This game is so
Stanley for the
weird.
first, but eager to
Yep.
get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I'm gonna go down in there. It's down there.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else